Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, editor for Culture Map.
So this week we are going to talk about hidden gems, which is an interesting topic. We haven't done this since 2019, and since then, as Eric pointed out when we were discussing this, we've actually had a James Beard winner, which would have been a hidden gem, but was in a gas station until it's moved. So what defines a hidden gem now? I mean, I kind of think of maybe just more under the radar, but
Yeah, that really is the sort of the crux of this conversation is I don't know what a hidden gem is anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like for example, like I could talk about Cochinita & Co. in the East End, but we've talked about it on the show a bunch, and its chef, Victoria Elizondo, was nominated for a James Beard Award this year. So is that a hidden gem, or is it a well-known restaurant that and she would feel insulted that I'm calling it a hidden gem?
well, see, I had
go
the
ahead.
same kind of thing because another one I have on my list is a James Beard semifinalist this year, and that's Belly of the Beast, which I think is producing some of the best food in Houston right now. But it's up in the suburbs, up in Spring, so it's not really maybe under the radar for a lot of people.
Right,
who are
for an
listening.
interlooper's perspective, telling you that you should drive 25 miles to Spring for dinner at a Mexican restaurant, maybe that is sort of a hidden gem.
So it is a hidden. I think both things can be true, and that is what I think is interesting about the trend that's going on, or at least in Houston. Our hidden gems, considering the ones that you guys have named, happen to be breakout stars. You know, some of them, our hidden gems, a couple of them have just been amazing. I have a hidden gem. Tryst is like an amazing hidden gem. People in the Woodlands would be like, that's not a hidden gem. This is like some of the best food out there. Y'all just don't know about it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. When you get a shout out from Joe Rogan that goes completely viral on social media, you're no longer a hidden gem.
Correct. So it's the same thing you're saying about, again, James Beard Award winning, right? Like, it's not a hidden gem. I would say, I think Chef Simmons is a baddie, right? Like, we think he does some amazing food. So when we talk about these hidden gems, to say, you know, consider restaurants that a lot of people gatekeep. You know,
Right. You don't want to ruin them by telling too many people about it.
Right.
We're gonna do that today. The other thing that I thought about is so many people tell me I can't keep up with all these openings. Like I wanted to go to I didn't know that place was open and then it closes.
Right.
So I have some new spots that I want to talk about that may not be on people's radar yet. Because they're so new. And let me start with Late August, which is Chris Williams' new restaurant in the Ion in Midtown. We know Chris from Lucille's. We talked about Rado Market on the show. But they're doing this kind of cool, taking elements of black cooking and southern cooking and blending it with Mexican cooking. The chef there used to work for Ninfas. I had a really delicious dinner a couple weeks ago. It wasn't very busy, so it may not be a hidden gem, but it is definitely flying under the radar.
I'm going to talk about a recent one that it's MF Lobster and Ceviche. I love MF Sushi. I remember we were somewhere and you talked about it. I'm like, wait, what? I haven't heard about this. Again, can't keep up with all the openings. It's beautiful restaurant, architecture amazing, and very simple menu. You know, lobster many ways. You got the ceviche, you got lobster rolls, you got lobster linguine. Excellent. Like, it's so good.
And the one other thing is, doesn't have any social media presence, barely has a website, like it's on Open Table, but they're not putting themselves out there as aggressively as most restaurants do now.
Right.
So I didn't have this on my list since we're talking, but since you guys are mentioning a couple of new places, I'm going to throw this one out there. I don't think it's going to be hidden long because it just opened. And based on the lines and stuff on the weekend, it's probably not that hidden. But I'm going to say Emma in the Heights it should be on people's radar. If you haven't been, you know, it's
Yeah,
It's a
let me
great-
just say, I tried to go to Emma last weekend. There was a line out the door, and the parking lot was completely full.
Don't go on
So-
the weekend. Go
Yeah, go during the week.
Go 2 or 10 on the weekday because it's great pastries, but the food itself is really good and the coffee's really good.
Yeah,
So-
that pambazo on the torta bread with the achiote pork is like one of the 10 best sandwiches in Houston.
Or
So
get-
if someone had to, so here's the thing: you said don't go on the weekends, go during the week. Would I go in the morning or would I go in the afternoon?
Well, go after 10 because that's when they start serving the hot food.
So I
They
can
only
do
have
both.
pastries before 10.
So I can
Right.
do both if I go after 10.
Yeah.
Okay, insider tip. Okay. So a hidden gem, 93 Teal. Been open, it's not new. It's been open for a while in the museum district area. For me, you walk in, you got vibes and vinyl, right? Like classic food, but vibes, vinyl. It's never really busy, so that's why I'm like, this place needs to be busier. One of the reasons I just think it's not very busy, a lot of people don't know about it. They do really good food, and it's fun.
I had already mentioned one restaurant up in Spring. That's Belly of the Beast. I'm going to recommend a second place up in Spring, actually, because it was recommended by Thomas and Elizabeth at Belly of the Beast, and that's Zamani Mediterranean Grill and Market, which is its great Mediterranean. They had really great lamb kebabs, really good falafel, and there's also a little grocery store attached to it as well. But really good food. It's up in Spring. Probably a lot of people don't know about it, especially if you're not in Spring or not working up in that area.
I'm gonna mention one downtown, and it's in Finn Hall. Finn Hall in itself has like a lot of good little spots to go, but Carol K's Cafe, and that is, I think I've mentioned it before when we've talked about breakfast, but it's a great breakfast and brunch spot. They do wonderful brunch on the weekends, and they have some fun seasonal things, but they do these amazing jumbo biscuits. Like they have a smothered chicken biscuit all the time, like biscuits and gravy. Those are some of their standards. And that's brought to you by Chef Shannon Toon from Kraft Burger. Him and his wife, they're doing the Carol K's Cafe.
Yeah, another one from me, La Cruderia, a Mexican seafood restaurant with a location kind of on the edge of Chinatown, and then a second location in Spring Branch. Just at a time when everyone's talking about how expensive restaurants have gotten, and they have a place where you can get a couple of tacos for $8, a cocktail for $8 or $9, lunch specials that are very, very reasonable, and it's all just super flavorful. It's well done, and I've been there a couple times. I really dig it.
So, well, I seem to have a theme because the next place I have is a place called Bahil, and I may be pronouncing that wrong, Ethiopian Mart and Kitchen. And again, it's a little Ethiopian grocery store market. It's off of Chimney Rock, but also it's a really nice, it's kind of very Houston where it's like in a strip mall on the outside. It's very you wouldn't really expect much, but inside it's a very nice restaurant. Serving really good Ethiopian food. You get your anjari bread. It's a pretty good sized menu, but you can also just ask what I've done is just ask the waitress, and they'll just bring like a couple because they have like a couple of, you can get a vegetarian and meat combination platter that has a bunch of good food on it. And also I want to go back, they do a really interesting, it's a little on the pricey side, like $16.95 or something, but I want to go back and do it where they do an Ethiopian coffee service where they actually roast the coffee for you while you're there and serve it, and it's very traditional, but it's just really good Ethiopian food, and it's on par with some of the Ethiopian food I used to have in D.C., which has a very good Ethiopian food scene for years.
Another one that I'll mention, they were pretty popular when they won the chicken and waffles contest against Breakfast Club, the Dandelion Cafe. And I think that kind of put them on the map a little bit, and they had some buzz. And lately, I think they're still busy because I go there all the time, but a lot of people still don't know about it. Dandelion Cafe, they do breakfast all day. I love going there, getting chicken and waffles, some traditional. They have a good breakfast. They have seasonal lattes. They kind of change things up, right? Throughout the year. So I like that one.
Handy's Dozo and Aiko have gotten some attention, but the owners of those restaurants opened Hamari in Garden Oaks. This is like your classic neighborhood sushi spot. You can get rolls, you can get nigiri, you can get skewers, you can get tempura. It's all pretty reasonably priced. It's pretty family friendly and very approachable.
So another place I've been liking, it's a new place that it's called Corn Row, and they've been doing pop-ups. They're also at the Urban Harvest Farmers Market, a new concept. It's primarily vegan, and it's kind of soul food, but using more somewhat indigenous ingredients at times. And so they have and the thing I really like that they have is this Jollof-style grit. So Jollof is nice Nigerian kind of West African style of rice, but then they're using it with grits, and they're using they're topping it with these really good fried oyster mushrooms that are battered in blue corn masa. But they're also doing some interesting tacos and some other things, and it's just really good, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan. It's really good food.
All right, I'm going to go out west to Cup and Char Pizza in Richmond. They're doing buffalo-style deep dish. Now, I am not 100% clear on how buffalo-style pizza is different from either Detroit-style pizza or Sicilian-style grandma pizza, but I accept that it is a thing. And, of course, since it's a buffalo restaurant, the wings are great, sandwiches are good. You'll have a good time there.
One of the newer places that people aren't aware about, the Conservatory Galleria. So, Galleria has gotten their own food hall, and if you didn't know, you may want to check it out. There's a couple of places in there that Thrive Juice is there, which I love Thrive Juice because you can get, like the avocado toast and the peanut butter toast. There's also the Black Market Birria spot. They'll be adding more places in there, but that's a great spot where I think you're noticing like some of the food halls coming outside of downtown and being able to, check that out. So I'm excited about that.
Well, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite restaurants in Houston, and may or may not be hidden anymore, but it's definitely in Jim, and that's Street Food Thai Market on Cavalcade in the Heights. And it's just really good, especially if you stick to the stuff that they do from like northern Thailand. Like they have an amazing khao soi kai, and then the yum nam khao tad, and that's these fermented pork sausage and mixed with these broken up fried rice balls with this really great lime chili dressing. It's just a great neighborhood spot. Again, surprisingly, it also has a grocery store right there. I don't know why I'm obsessed with grocery stores that also happen to serve really good food. They do delivery also if you happen to be in the Heights, but it's still one of my favorite restaurants.
All right, last one from me. I want to just briefly talk about Pasha Nikkei. This is out in West Houston in the West Chase District. It is a blend of Peruvian and Japanese food, so you can get crudos and ceviche and also sushi rolls and grilled meat and really great desserts and really tasty cocktails. And I just think it's a little more of I don't know if it's not quite fine dining, but it's definitely a little more elevated and very, very delicious and a place that I can't wait to go back to.
I think my last one's going to be, we're going to take it to West Houston. We're going to take it to Katy. I'm all things Katy. This one is the Dim Sum Box in Katy, Asiatown. Absolutely amazing. They're giving you over 40 steamed and fried dim sum dishes. But in addition to that, their dim sum is amazing. Their Peking duck is awesome. So, you can't miss when you go there.
Yeah, without naming names, there's an international dim sum chain right around the corner. Dim Sum Box is locally owned. It's the same family as Fug's Kitchen. There is no reason to go to that other restaurant as long as Dim Sum Box is there.
Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, editor for Culture Map, and you're listening to Houston Matters with Craig Cohen.